came here to spread some love, whoop some ass, spread some love, whoop some ass. I came here to spread some love.
What's up, Shinigami Kai? Shinigami here, aka Sensei Danny, back with another black belt tutorial. I don't think I actually titled the first one that. It was just the how to do the low high kick, or the low high roundhouse kick. This time I've got something a little more in depth for you. It's not technique or really basic technique wise, but I've actually had a lot of people ask me about my flexibility training. So here's the solo stretches from my stretching routine that I've been doing in karate for just over 13 years. I do these pretty much every single day, at least once a day, if not twice. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Okay, first thing, most important thing, make sure before you do any kind of stretching routine, you warm up. I did a good, almost 2 hours of jiu-jitsu and MMA before shooting this for you guys. So, first things first, make sure your feet are shoulder width apart. You're going to reach up and grab your right wrist with your left hand and pull as you go halfway down. Make sure you bend at the hips and try to keep your back as straight as possible. And rotate all the way around, leaning back a little bit until you go back down and lower the second time. As you can see, I touched the ground. Now you're going to do the same thing on the other hand. Make sure you pull as you stretch across, back up, around. Keep pulling as you reach for the ground or as far as you can go. And come back up. Now this next one's good for stretching out your lower back and the upper part of your hip flexors. So what you're going to do is you're going to follow your upper hand around all the way with your eyes. And you're going to do this rotation, as many times as you feel you need to. I would say at least 6 or 8, maybe 10. Next thing you do is go, shoulder width apart or a little farther. Go down to your left. As you can see, I'm more flexible, so I'm more comfortable get more out of it going farther. So you go to your left for a 10 count. A right for a 10 count. It's important to make sure you breathe as well. Cross your arms, let them hang, let them drag you to the ground, let gravity do the work. It'll help stretch your lower back and your hamstrings. And then reach out in front as far as you can go comfortably. Then you're going to reach to the back. Usually you do these for a 10 count. I was trying to get this filmed quick since I needed to do this reshoot. You're going to go a little further as far as you can comfortably go right now. And you're going to walk out left, right, dive in, shoot up. Hold it for about a 5 count. And go back. This time you're going to try to go as far as back as you can without sitting down and spread your legs even further. Dive in, shoot up again, another 5 count. This time when you go back, you're going to have one hand in front, take one hand behind so you can gently sit down and not lose your place. Now, breathe in, stretch out to the right for a 10 count. And you go to the left for a 10 count. I reset in the middle every time so that I make sure my spinal posture is correct. And you're going to go forward, also for a 10 count. Now you're going to put one hand behind again. You're going to anchor your heels into the ground, thrust your toes forward as you thrust your hips forward. You notice I pick them up slightly off the ground so there's no friction. You're going to go to your left, breathe in deep, and let it out. As you go to each side, it should be about a 2 count as you let your air out. 1, 2, and do it a few times. Obviously, each time try to pull yourself a little further as you exhale. In between each horizontal set, you want to stretch forward. And go a little further. Breathe in, breathe out. This time you want to breathe out for like an 11 count each time. And pull yourself, like, exhale slowly and pull yourself towards your toe as far as you can as you exhale. As you exhale, you should be able to pull yourself much closer each time. Now you want to bring your feet back into the front. Try to shake some blood flow back into them, because that stretch does kind of take a little bit of circulation out of your legs. Now you want to pull yourself forward with your toes as you do a 10 count. Now here you want to make sure you have a 90-degree L between your legs. And you're going to reach over to your knee and try to pull your head down to it. Now, the younger you are, the easier this will be. And if you can't get your head that low, make sure you touch it to your knee. It'll help with your side kicks later. Now we lay back. Hands up to protect our face. Arteries in. 10 count. Come up. Switch to the other side. Do the same thing. Make sure it's 90 degrees. Again, lay back down. Some of you who are more flexible will be able to keep your knee flat. Come back up. Feet together. Grab your ankles and press down on your knees with your elbows. Once you kind of get to a certain point, it's actually better if you have someone that can stand behind you or get behind you and stand on your legs for you, on your knees. But that's more of a partner stretch. These are solo stretches. So this is the solo way to do it. Now you're going to grab your toes and pull your head down. You might have to breathe deep and exhale a couple times, but the closer you can pull your head to your toes, as you pull your toes towards your head, the more you get out of this stretch. Now we do vertical stretches. Make sure that you place one hand on each side. I'm a little more advanced at this, so I stretch my front leg out first anyway, but then you want to walk your back leg out as far as it can go. And I try to drop my weight a little more towards my hamstring, but and lean forward a little more, but if you're a beginner, just keep your posture up. And you want to put your shin 90 degrees across your chest and stretch out over it. This will work your hip flexor muscles, I believe your adductor muscles. I may be incorrect on the term. And you're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Generally a 10 count on most of these stretches. You can go longer if you feel the need to or have the time to. Now we stretch the abs and the lower back. My arms were a little sore, so I had a little bit of a difficulty because my triceps kept cramping up until I did the fist configuration. Normally you can do palms flat. And then you're going to sit on your feet, collapse your elbows into your knees and relax. Stretches the lower back out. So you want to start with the ab stretch, because that's going to kind of do an isometric hold on your lower back muscles. And then you want to make sure you do the arms collapse, sitting on your feet stretch in between, second and then last. Now, this is to show you different angles of the stretch so you understand what we're doing here. So you're going to bring one leg across and pull on your knee. This is going to stretch your hip muscles, your lower back. It's really good if you've been sitting a lot. And you're going to straighten that leg out, grab behind it. The higher you can grab, the better. I have a harder time doing it without gi pants on. And then as you can see here, same thing from the other side. But when you grab your leg, when it's straight and pull, you notice it actually deepens the stretch and works both sides at the same time instead of just the one. Now the last part of the stretch is standing leg raises. You want to make sure you are in a Kempo Karate neutral bow, heel lined up with your toe, and you're going to raise your rear leg straight up. Try not to bend your knee and try not to drop your hands. Minimum you should do is 5. Really, you should be doing 10 as a basic set. As you can see here, even with the front leg, I come into a cat stance and then return to the neutral bow. And I always keep my hands in the direction that I'm facing, which is a demonstration of the principle found in Kempo called directional harmony. Everything's going in the same direction. Now, the reason my arms are held like this is, again, arteries in case I have to defend against somebody with a blade, and I'm possibly dealing with multiple attackers. So, while this is a stretch, it's also a heel lift into the groin of a person behind you, an attacker behind you. So you want to try to bring your legs up first and then curl it up. Now we're going to do the same set on the other side. Rear leg first, leg straight. Try to get your foot as high as you can. Sometimes it helps if you focus your eyes on a higher point in the room. Pick a spot and aim for that. Again, 10 on each side. And always make sure you return to that neutral bow with your rear heel lined up with your front toe so that your front leg is not in the way of your rear leg. Also, make sure that you exhale or ki every time you do the leg raise. It actually helps you raise a little further than if you have air in your stomach or air in your lungs pressing down on your stomach because your diaphragm is between your lungs and your lower abdomen. Again, same thing. One hand up, one hand guarding low. Always look behind you, chin down, so that you get a better view behind you with your peripheral vision. Now, the final part of this routine, you're going to be stretching your legs horizontally. Make sure you keep your toes forward and aim in the direction you're going. Keep your guard up and try not to lean back too much. The idea is to get those your oblique muscles to get used to contracting and pulling those legs up. And that is it for the stretch. We'll see you back in the studio. And And there you have it, Shinigami Kai. The stretching routine that will get you to where you can kick people in the head. Hope you enjoyed that video, and I hope you practice it every day. Usual shout outs, Moose Inc., link in the description. Make sure you give his channel some love. Subscribe, Reaction Fight Club, Heart in the Fight. And anytime you guys see anybody react to my videos, I think Activated Papa is the most recent one. Yardy, there's a few of them, and I would really like it if you guys all just subscribe to all those channels. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, like this video if you haven't done all those things already, and click the notification bell or kick it in the face so you make sure you're up to date on all of my videos when they drop. Until next time, Shinigami out.
Shinigami, samurai master, straight up out the land of Lancaster. No one stronger, ain't no one faster. Turning the opponents into Caspers, ghosts, disasters. We don't do no waiting, where I'm from we attack them. Swift KO kick to the chin, leave them napping. Sniff, take a whiff, that's the smell of victory. Better fear, making all my peers' careers history. Big dubs, all we catch is big dubs. Karate chops to his tops, leave them big slumped. Humble beast, beefing in the street, we don't take